Wanted to do my training earlier today, but I had to go to the bank and everything before I got home, so
Yeah, I
I
had to get
really
an
didn't
oil
have
change.
much time.
Oh no, this is literally, I literally just opened the game for this, so this is about as cold as it gets.
Ah, I thought I could get there.
Whoa. No way.
That pinch was so weird.
Yeah, it was. Is that in? Yes, it is. Nice shot.
Thank you. Ooh, latency variation, excuse me. I don't know what just happened to my fucking ping, it just shot up.
Ah, that sucks. Yeah, just had boost control there.
Yeah. I had tried to wave dash into it just to see if I could get some type of control on it, but I tried to get a bar in. Okay, nice shot.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, that was lucky.
That was
Not
that
gonna
was
lie.
laggy.
I'm not bullshitting. I just got a double touch on that. That was insane. Yo, my kickoff's like straight trash right now. Holy. You're killing me on these. Nice.
Thank you. My kickoffs usually aren't this good. I actually started implementing the speed flip that I've been practicing for a couple days now. Oh,
Close.
almost had it. Yeah, there really was not much I could do about it. I shouldn't have turned on that.
No way.
Should have just kept on going up the wall. The goal for the squishy. That was the only way I was gonna be able to save that again.
Oof. Oh wow, you did challenge that. Nice.
Oh wow, you just went. Oh wow. I did not expect it to bar in like that. That's so tough.
Oh, nicely done there.
Thank you. I made sure to grab that one boost pad to where I could have put a little bit of more oomph on it. Oh wow. I just had to insta challenge there. Oof.
Dude, I cannot fucking score this. Holy.
You placed it perfect on that shot.
Yep.
It's a kickoff goal. You didn't have to score the 0 second.
I'm kind of required to, actually. GG, brother.
GG.
Let's do it. Yeah, your kickoffs, like, you were killing it. I'm not gonna lie, that was the one thing that was pissing me off during this. Even though I won, I felt like I lost most of that game because of kickoffs. So, if anything...
You're the one who taught me the kickoff.
I know, it's annoying.
See, on that 50,
yeah. To be honest with you, it's not even the 50. I think if you're going to catch it, like, you have to be... Like, if you're going to pop it out, you should be, like, wave dashing so that your car is underneath it. That way you can keep possession on top of your car and then keep going.
oh, okay.
So I think it's just the execution here could have been better. Because then if you didn't drop it, I wouldn't have challenged you, right? Because from my perspective, now that you have it on the ground, it's not like you're magically going to get this over my car. So the only reason I challenged in the first place instead of just shadowing going back is the fact that you actually have it on the ground now. So then now I know I can just challenge you. And since you're still behind the ball, I know you're not magically just going to be able to shoot it, you know, like around me. So that's why I know, okay, I can just go.
All right.
But yeah, little antsy on the 50. And obviously, since you're behind it, I'm just trying to get the best 50 I can. So I'm waiting as long as possible. And this is something that I actually do a lot of. And you'll see it. I switched over to myself here because I knew that this is what I did. You see that camera usage. I know now that I can take my time. I just instantly flick to reverse cam.
Yeah. I've been trying to like be able to keep my like car control composure
Sure.
when I flick it to reverse cam.
Right.
Kind of discombobulating for me.
All right. So there's this line between the goal and the ball, right? And I always say about this, I'm pretty sure if you've probably heard me say this before. Have you heard me talk about the whole defensive positioning and stuff before? Or
No.
not yet? Okay, so I'm gonna back up for just a second. Then I'm gonna actually go back out to fly view. I'm gonna go over to mine for just a second. We're gonna talk like more hypothetical, and then we'll go and adjust that to apply this to this play. So now imagine that the ball is coming on the right side of your net, right on the right side of the field, and you are also shadowing. And I guess as you're shadowing, the idea is that at any time you can, turn back and make a challenge, or if you have to, you would make a goal line save like this, right?
Mhm.
In all of these scenarios, you're going from the right side to the left side. You're only making your challenge when you think you can. Now, the couple caveats here, I drew the arrows kind of tilting back like this to make a challenge, but I actually mean that you should be hitting this like across the field this way. You should not try to turn around and make a challenge as if it was a kickoff like this, right? Because then you're coming into a situation like a kickoff where you're trying to move it past an immovable object, right? And you're not
Yeah.
respecting your teammates' hitbox that they actually have a car, right? That there's a car there. So it's much easier to manipulate the ball and manipulate a 50-50 where you want. Instead of going straight at it and front flipping, it's much easier to come across this, treat it like a kickoff. You would hit the ball like roughly right here and flip across it. That way you can push it back, back to your corner boost and then take it out. And then that's how you get clean possession, right? So
Yeah. I gotcha.
even when you challenge, to early challenge like this, you should actually be pushing it across the field. Now, in a scenario like this where you're going back on the goal line, where you do want to try to apply the same thing where you're dropping back, as you're dropping back, you're on this near post and the whole net is to your left or in front of you. So that way you're making full coverage of the net at any given point. You don't have to turn. So with that being said, as the play gets more middle and as you are shadowing like this, as you get more center, it's actually way harder for you to make a save left and right because not only do you have to jump up and tilt your car back to go straight upwards to try to get a save, like anywhere up in these areas, rather than going sideways. It's much harder to push the ball off back to your corners when you're just jumping straight up, right?
Yeah.
But then it's also even double hard because your camera is actually going to be reversed, right? Because your ball cam is actually facing towards the ball. So your lefts and rights are going to be reversed. So for you to make all this split second decision here, you're actually setting yourself up for failure when you're going for a challenge and you're shadowing, down center parallel like this. So if at all possible, try to shadow where you're coming in wide like this. So
All right.
this is the correct method, and this is not. You do not want this one, if all possible. Sometimes there are scenarios where you have to just go right because you're not fast enough, and you just have to go parallel, and you just have to make a challenge like that or make a save like that, right? But if at all
Yeah.
possible, when you have space, try to rotate like that. There is an exception, however, though, is if the play is much farther back, like say it's around midfield or whatever, that if you feel you have enough space to fake challenge, you can actually cross this line then come back the other way. But again, you would be parallel with the goal. And you would only do this if you have enough time to rotate back and then again keep the whole net in front of you. Because then it's the same scenario as if you just did it here. But then the fake challenge will allow the play to develop. Like say this is a play that you would do if the ball was on the actually on the midfield line or on the opponent side of the field where you want to try to push up. Then you'd keep your momentum, cross that line, then go back around to the net, and then again you'd be parallel with the goal line if you had to make a save there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, perfect. All right, now that being said, we're going to apply this to the play here, and we'll see what you did wrong. If you notice, at this point, right now, you cross that line, right? Because there's technically this line going, like right here, right? And as you
Yeah.
cross this line, now you're turning back and you're making a fake challenge even though you don't have that space. And this is what I said earlier, is that this may be a decently hard angle for me to hit, but you're taking that gamble that I can't just flick it into your net or follow up, right? So you're making a
Yeah.
fake challenge when you don't have that space, right? You're not way out here in my net on my side of
All
the
right.
field. You're actually closer to your net. So that's why doing this fake challenge like this is so much harder, because now, you to get back, you know, it's actually really on an angle here, but, you know, the same principle applies that you're making that fake challenge. Well, again, now that same thing applies where now if I shoot over here, it's super hard for you to rotate back like this and get the save. And that's exactly what I did.
Alright. So, being the best way, backing up, do you think waiting,
Honestly, I think the best way for you to do this is to rotate in the net like this and be parallel with the goal line and just sit right here. Because then that
alright, yeah,
way, because then you're, even though you're giving me space to go around and shoot, like as I push this into your corner, it's actually safer for you to let me do that because I can only shoot it on, you know, like this angle, right? Like a 4-degree angle.
yeah,
So then basically, then you sitting here, you can basically block all 4 degrees of that angle, right? You can just jump and jump straight up and cover this part. Then if you jump and straight up a little bit outside the net, then you can cover all behind you. So you can cover the whole net just by sitting right here in this instance because I'm so close shooting on this from your corner. So that's why it's so
alright,
safe. And that's why in the 1v1 masterclass that Rainey says this is the safest place for you for the ball to be.
yeah.
So that's exactly why. So any questions about that before I move on?
Um, I was wondering, there's 2 options for me to do it. I can sit back at the goal,
Mm-hmm.
like you said,
Mm-hmm.
or since I came all the way to you and fake challenge, would it be that would it be bad since I already had came all the way right there to fake challenge? Would it be bad if I just
Challenged?
straight up insta challenged you?
I don't think so. I think let me see this from like a fly view sort of perspective, or like watch it from my perspective, because at this point I can see you on my left, so it's not like you're challenging from the corner where I can't see you, right? So if you actually
Yeah,
go and fake challenge, again the same thing applies where I have so much distance here, where I think it would just be better to sit behind the ball, because then again now my only option is to dribble it towards you and I can't see you. So I think just
yeah,
you're way better not challenging, because I knew straight from the kickoff that you would be coming from back here, right? So even if you do challenge, I can probably see you this whole time. So I'd say no, don't insta challenge here.
alright.
Does that make sense? Just because I again I can't see you behind the ball then at this point.
Yeah, uh, you can't see me while I'm sitting,
Yeah, and
like,
then
near post, but
yeah,
you
my
can see
angle.
me when I'm insta challenging.
Yeah, exactly. And then my angle can really only be like right here, right? That's the only area I can shoot on. So yeah, I think you can cover a lot better in just being in the net.
Alright.
Because yeah, like dude, imagine had you just sat there. You know, I may not have flicked it right away, but I would have gotten a similar flick if I'm trying to shoot on the net. So then, yeah, you could have just taken it, especially if you're sitting in the net or on the goal line like this. Could have rotated like that, and then you can just take it, or at
Yeah, I
least,
would have had a better
or at least go for a save, right? Jump up and go for a save. You know, I may not have flicked right away, but again, it all comes down to hypotheticals and stuff. But I think again, statistically, you'd be much better off just sitting in net.
alright.
Really good kickoff. At some point there is this information game, right, where you don't know where I'm at this point. You don't know if I'm dropping back to net, right? You don't know if I'm coming in for a demo. You can't hear me, nor can you see me. So you have no idea what I'm doing here. I don't mind you going for this hit, but I would actually like to see you in this moment when you use your flip before you land. I would like to see you use your camera and look left, right? Because again, at this point,
Alright.
you don't know if I am challenging you quickly or if I'm actually dropping back to net, right? You have no idea.
Alright.
So, and do it while you flip, because then you can use the time that you flip to actually, because then nothing is going to change during that play, during your car, right? So
Yeah.
use the time that you flip to use your camera, then to gather that information. Then okay, can I go for it? That's option one. Can I grab the boost? That's option two, right? Do I have to drop back or jump? If he's going for a demo or something like that, you have no idea. You'll be able to make a much better decision if you know right away that I'm going for it or not.
Alright.
Because it's not, even when that U-turn ball came off, it's not until you see me challenging this ball that oh, actually, I can't go for that anymore.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's also probably why this challenge is lost as well. Well, technically, you got a really good 50 on me there, but I actually beat you to the ball, and you're kind of slow because initially you were just slow to that first after grabbing boost, and that all came down that domino effect because you didn't know that I was there for the original hit. Man, I had a terrible hit there. You really did a good job though on waiting for the bounce challenge there, or the bounce shot. And
Thank you.
I'm not respecting that you're able to shoot it, so I just kind of pushed up and did the same thing you did earlier. I did the same exact thing, and I got punished for it. I went and fake challenged and didn't respect your shot. Yeah, again, after we land, you can hear me in this. You can't hear the audio, but I can hear it. You can hear me driving behind you, right? You know that like I'm behind you at this point just because of the kickoff. So again, you don't know if you have to jump there or not. Like you should be using your camera before the ball even gets to you to know if you have to give away the ball possession or not.
All right.
I like you going here. I think you push up too far into the corner, though, honestly. I think you let me hit this ball. Just stop right here. See what I'm going to do. Because my initial thought going into this is trying to get the doink so that I can get a shot on your net. I knew I couldn't get the angle, so I did like the second best thing is just popping it into the corner and trying to follow it, right? So at this point, I would just stop right here, and actually, you should still be kind of facing the play. You should not be facing me like this. You should be facing the play like this. Because then at that point you're dead center with the play, then you can still turn left or you can still turn right. And then you can still go straight if you need to, right? It's that option coverage. But because your car is actually facing this way, you really only have so many degrees that you can turn. And if I got a doink like this, it'd be really hard to turn back around then and go for a save.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think you just stop here and let me hit this ball, because then once I hit this into the corner, then you can drive up like this and take it from me. But because you also drive it into the corner, you drive into the corner like this, your camera stays vertical, right? And it's super awkward. So if you keep your distance from the play, then your camera will be into the corner, right? You'll be a lot more forwards, and you'll be able to see the play a lot more, and it'll be easier to make a hit.
All right.
Does that make sense? So yeah,
that
because
makes
you go
a lot
into
more
the corner,
sense.
now this angle, now you're like, okay, well now which part of the corner is it going to hit, right? You know, I mean, I can't really tell what the corner, where the corners are at, but yeah, you can't tell where the corners are at in this, and that's why it's super awkward.
And I didn't. Yeah, and I really didn't even get the touch.
And even then, I would just flip into this, to be honest with you. Get a either a bounce shot, or worst, you take a 50-50. But again, it's in your corner, so this is the safest place to take a 50-50 or try to go for something, because I can't really score off of that unless you just let me hit the ball.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, there's not a whole lot I don't think you can do there. I honestly, best case scenario, try to flip early. Like right now. Just flip. Just get behind your diagonal flip to the right and clear this across. Just even if you clear it out to your corner if possible. Just clear it as soon as possible, because now the second I use your boost, I'm getting ahead of the play. So now you have 0 boost. There's literally nothing you can do at this point. So I'd say clear it as early as possible there.
All right.
You get a solid kickoff there. Oof. Execution, quite not quite there. And you didn't steal my boost somehow. Interesting. Yeah, you should have stolen my boost there too.
Yeah, I tried to, then I just missed it, so I was like, fuck.
Oh man. There you go. Shadowing is fine, I guess. To be honest with you, you're driving on the wall, you're backing up, you're trying to match the speed of my play, right? I get it. But at some point, just sit here and see what I'm going to do. Because then at that point, you'll know if I go up, okay, then you can either drive up or just jump straight up, right? You cover that option.
All right.
Just sit back in the net, collect yourself, maybe do one of these, Let me handle the ball. Let me do whatever I'm gonna do. And then if I bring it up the wall, you take this route, then then that's matching the play speed here, grabbing an extra 12, and again sitting here, rather than trying to match the play speed, doing all this shit. Then it's
Yeah.
super awkward. This is much easier. Then you let me bring the ball to you, and then by that point, because then sitting here, you don't know if I'm gonna go up, you don't know if I'm gonna fake it, you don't know if I'm gonna bring it back. You have no idea what I'm going to do here. So you're just hoping for the best and seeing what I'm going to do, trying to match the ball on the wall. Whereas if you just sit here, you'll be able to adjust to all three of those options. So
All right, I got you.
just a much easier
So,
spot to be in, I think. Again, just
so
sitting
what
here.
I'm so what I'm noticing so far is I'm just making the game a lot harder on myself for no
Yeah.
apparent reason.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And that was just a nice shot.
Yeah. Thank you. It was pretty clean. Bad execution, but somehow we still got it. Oh, man. Driving into it.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, just go more on the wall. Just relax. Just hit it forwards. Just driving a little too fast there. Again, I actually noticed this is the same thing. Remember when you try to do the wave dash and try to catch the ball like out here, where
Yeah.
you're not letting the ball actually stay on your car. I think that maybe could be something you practice. There's a couple levels in the dribbling challenge where you have to go like up to 90, remember, and then go back down. Do you know that one? I'd say maybe try to keep
Uh,
doing that one. There, I don't know if you ever got that
yeah.
far.
There's a
It's actually to the left where you have to drive straight and then go around backwards like that.
yeah.
That's
That
one.
one's the one that it's very awkward for me. Like I can get past it with like one or two deaths, but it's
Sure.
awkward.
Well, it's just something I noticed now because now again, this is the second time where you've been on the corners and trying to catch the ball and it's been super awkward and you just kind of let it just drop in front of you too far. So, something to note where yeah, you can't quite get control there. Nor can you keep it on your car because now again, the second you drop this on your hood, looking from my perspective, I don't know at this point, I'm respecting you because I'm thinking you're actually going to get this, on top of your car and be able to flick it high. Right, and get that height
Yeah.
potential that Randy talks about. But the second you drop this on your hood and it gets on the ground, then that's when I challenge. Again, it's the same exact thing as before. Look at the second you drop it on the ground, I challenge.
And then I just pass it to you.
Right, and then there's all this back and forth. When had you just gotten it back on your car right away, this would have never even happened. Oh man. To be honest with you, I think it's again a similar situation where instead of jumping and look how flat-footed you are, you're aiming like this where your front wheels are also matching the height of your back wheels. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
gotta jump, aim up, my little shitty drawing of an octane, right? Aim your front wheels upwards and just hit it to the corner like that.
All right.
Just get it more away from you because you getting this kind of touch, I suppose it's kind of hard, right? You only have 14 boosts, but even something
Yeah,
like
I was
this,
trying to
again, same
conserve my
idea.
boost.
Yeah, same idea. Jump, tilt back, aim your car at the ball, and then front flip. Right?
All right, I
Aim your
got
front wheels out towards that. All you gotta do is jump and then hold your stick back, and then you'll aim your car out, and then you can just front flip and it clears out the ball like that.
you. All right.
That's a gun. All right, I remember this happening. Let me see.
You think
here.
if I tilted my car up a little bit more, I would have actually got the save?
No. Look at your pathing here. You weren't even going towards me. Again, this is the idea that as you get more parallel, it becomes much harder to save it, right? Because you can't get
Yeah.
the save up above the net. That's why. So I think in this scenario, you don't have the luxury of just going like this necessarily, because then, you know, even if I shoot it, you have to also go high, right? So you may not always have that luxury, but I think what you do here is you literally just take a more straight approach, something like this, rather than what you did here.
All
Because
right.
now, then again, you're even more parallel with it, and it becomes that much harder to save. I think you just stay a little bit wide. Not saying you even grab any of these pads, maybe this one, but even just coming from this angle, right? Then you can, you know, kind of knock it off to the side more. Hopefully, that's at least the idea, or at least you kind of knock it off the backboard like that, rather more sideways, and that would be a much better clear than you trying to stay more parallel. So that's exactly what I was talking about with that defensive positioning and shadowing.
I got you.
All right. I guess any questions or anything? We're about halfway through, or anything I say not make sense?
No, everything made sense.
Okay. I guess
On the last save,
Mhm.
uh, that shot was. Oh, never mind. I thought it
It
was
was going.
actually higher than I thought.
Yeah, it was going about here. I do think that if you had tilted your car up, you maybe would have gotten a save above here. But look where I am, and look where I'm about to
Yeah,
drive.
you
I've got
were.
12 going to 24, and even if you
Yeah,
get that, I'm basically gonna hit this across and get a goal anyways. I think you're in a really tough spot here, but yeah. Not sure what happened to your second flip there.
I was wondering the same thing. I tried to wave dash, but it didn't go through.
Nice patience.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Right there, I should have
Couple
just went
times
back.
now. Yeah, a couple times now. You haven't respected my shooting. But to be fair, I mean, I got a perfect like flip cancel, and the way I rotated and landed also allows me to just instantly boost and go for a shot. So it's hard to predict.
Right there, I kind of messed up my kickoff, and I went to the side instead of went
Yeah.
to the center of the ball.
Again, see how being parallel makes it so much harder.
Yep. I need
Been doing
to
that a lot.
actually go more wide
Yep. If
so I can
anything,
hit
you
it
have
to the
more
side.
options. Either go like this and do like an S shape, or honestly just keep crossing. If you're gonna fake challenge, then go across like this, then go back around like that.
Alright, I got you. Yeah, I'm making it way harder on myself. I learned that kickoff tip from you in Nitrate's game.
Hell yeah. I like it, but I don't like it at the same time because you're playing me.
I mean, what can I say?
Yeah,
You make a lot of sense.
sometimes. Ooh, I was hoping I could catch you off guard. There's been a couple times where you haven't respected my shooting, but I like the fact that you're like, oh shit, he's actually shooting this. Took a break and slowed down there. Yeah, honestly, I was just mad because you early challenged me earlier, so I wanted to early challenge you here too. I don't think I would have gone on this otherwise, but I was like, all right, I'm getting him back.
Yeah, I tried to single jump, but it still like went really close to my like being inside my net, so oh wait, this is the
Oof.
oh no wait. Yeah,
To be honest with
that
you,
was hard
yeah,
for me to
just being greedy, I think, to be honest.
yeah. I tried to score that goal because I knew I was down.
One thing to note too is that I think even from this position, even if you don't pick up this pad here, you should be trying to grab this pad and then go down mid, because then you can boost the whole way.
All right.
So I think honestly, yeah, you diagonal flip here to try to get to this boost pad, then go down mid. I think that's the play. Not saying you necessarily would have saved this, but I think that's much better, because I noticed from here to all the way past midfield, you never grabbed a single pad.
That was hard for me to judge. I didn't expect it to just bounce off the inside of the post.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I know that if I shoot this left, right, the more likely you are going to get behind the ball and to save it. So instinctively, I'm just shooting to the right, because I know there's no way that you're going to be able to get like behind the ball if you're coming at it straight like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's very hard. I think that's probably one of my strongest characteristics, is being able to shoot to one side, you know, to the far side a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice kickoff. That's best one for sure. Really well done.
Thank you.
Ooh, yeah. I think the flip there was not necessary.
Yeah, I
then
should
that
have
puts you
just
out of
drove.
position. And even that jump
And
too, again, putting yourself out of position twice in a row. That's why I was so mad. I'm like, dude, you're so out of position. I knew you were out of position. I'm like, dude, I cannot put this in the net right now.
yeah, this is that whole missing
Oh.
spell.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
I tried to early challenge just because I had 0. It was going to be a hard save,
Okay.
even when I had 0 in the net.
Do you see how much easier this is? Instead of coming parallel, look at, you're able to come back wide and just try. Of course, obviously you missed it here, but like, you see how much
Yeah.
easier this is to read now, coming in from the side and just going
Oh,
straight.
yeah.
Because you're not even
Yeah.
technically rotating like totally near post, but it's actually towards the net enough now that the whole net is basically in front of you still, right to your left. So yeah, you're not even aiming towards the literal near post, but you're aiming this way enough that, yeah, it's much easier to go.
And plus, I'll be able to clear the ball into the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I think at this point, like, you have failed to get the ball on top of your car really quickly. I wouldn't have even challenged here. I wouldn't have even jumped. Again, the problem is that you don't know what I'm doing, so you don't know if I'm going or not, right? But
Yeah, that's the
at some
reason why I
point,
jumped.
I'm not gonna just magically challenge this like when you're sitting here. So I think honestly you can actually slow down and try to get more like this, and try to get underneath the ball and try to get it on top of your car.
Alright.
But again, you have failed to get it on top of your car now. And at this point, the ball is still on the ground by the time I land. So I'm like, you know what? The ball is still on the ground as I'm challenging. So now I'm just able to challenge you. Whereas if you just get the ball on your car quickly, I have to respect the fact that you can flick me, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm challenging all of this whatsoever. Yeah. Ooh, that's tough. I want to watch that from my perspective. Again, that camera usage there.
Yep. Reverse camera and then
to know
checking
at
where
some
I am.
point. Yeah, before I even do anything, I'm using my reverse cam to look back to see where you're at, to see if I can actually go back to my corner and bring it back or not, or if I can even pick up this pad and turn around and go, to be able to make a better decision that way. So yeah, even just a little flicker. Because then now, yeah, at this point I know you are obviously here, so this is going to be a much harder save. So again, using the corner of my car, able to place it with my left front tire. I use a diagonal flip to the left, and I can place it far left corner there.
Yeah, that was a tough save to even make, even if I was GC in ones. That was like perfectly placed. I think these last two are kickoff goals.
I think so. Yeah, and the 0-second goal. Yeah, not sure what happened there, but got to get the
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, I kind of want to know what happened on that kickoff.
There's been a couple
I
times
think I
where
just
execution
missed it.
hasn't quite been there. Like this is the second time I think you've
Yeah,
almost
I
missed the
just
ball and
missed
missed.
it.
Yep. All right.